Hello, everybody. I just ate a huge meal, so my stomach. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to unbutton my jeans because I'm just so full. Oh my gosh, why did I eat so much? Okay, I'll tell you what happened to me today. Have you ever had one of those days where everything happens, like complicated stuff one after the other? So, alright, so this morning, on Fridays, I work in the afternoon. I'm working part time, but so I work in the afternoon on Fridays. So it was around, I go in at 1. Um, so I left, home with time. I got to where I had to go, not to my job, because I have to walk to my job from where I get off the trolley. So I had 15 minutes to get to work, which ordinarily would have been plenty of time from the trolley stop. But so I started just walking, and just calmly walking, no rush. I had time. And just a block away, there was a bloodmobile. And there's a lady outside trying to recruit people. Hey, come, donate blood, donate blood. And I said, I can't. I'm in a rush. I have to get to work by 1. She said, it only takes 5 minutes, only take 5 minutes. And I said, I really can't. I can't. She said, no, it's to save a baby. It's to save a baby. She had a Hispanic. She was a Latina. They barely spoke English in there. But so when she said to save a baby, obviously I suddenly had second thoughts. I said, oh my gosh, they have to save a baby. I fell for it. I mean, who knows if it was... I'm not saying it was a lie, but I'm guessing it's a bloodmobile. They just have to tell you what they can tell you to get you to give them your blood. But so it worked. Apparently she's used that before. Oh, okay, yeah, baby, I have to, help. So I, climbed up inside the big truck, and then I was like, what am I doing? Like I sat down, sit here. I said, okay, what am I doing? I'm gonna be late for work. I cannot do this. I'm just gonna have to, leave. So I told him, look, I'm sorry, I changed my mind. I really feel bad. I told him, how late will you be here? Maybe I could come after work, which actually they wouldn't have been there after work because I leave late because I go in late. No, it's fine. You take 5 minutes. I said, yeah, I had unprotected sex last week. It was just, I can't, I was trying to get out of it. I'm sorry. I don't know. Oh gosh, and that's a whole nother story. But anyway, I said, I can't do it, She said, oh no, we test the blood, make sure there's nothing wrong with it. I said, yeah, but it was a week. I can't because in a week it's not going to show up. I was sitting here arguing with the lady and she didn't even speak English. And I speak Spanish, but I just wanted to speak English, to make it even more uncomfortable for them, which apparently wasn't working. So, oh God, I'm not going to drag this part out because things get worse throughout the day. But okay, so she finally convinced me to stay here, have some juice, she said, and go. They tested my blood and asked me some questions, and she said, why did you have unprotected sex? This is like on a personal level. She was asking me. I just shook my head. So. Anyway, so I go back there to the bed, and then here I am, 10 minutes to get to work. So I'm like, I'm going to have to just pump this, and they give you that squishy ball, like a squishy stress ball. So you squish and release, squish and release. So I was squishing that thing so it would come out quick, And she said, oh, your blood knows that you're in a rush, apparently, because it's coming out really fast, into the bag. So it worked. So I was like, bump it really fast, really, so get it over with. It really did take a short time. I guess I was really pushing it out. I've given blood before, and I usually donate, every year or 2 years. But, I'm usually a good donor because it does come out fast. It doesn't take forever. But I have good big veins. They're easy to find. And But I've never given that fast before. I mean, maybe it takes, like 10 minutes. But I honestly, I mean, I was like, all I was thinking, I've got to get to work. I was looking at the clock with on my cell phone and pumping with the other hand. So I was done probably in like 7 or 8 minutes. So I ended up getting to work a little bit late, a few minutes late. But, because after that, she said, "Oh, don't you want to rest?" And I know in the past I have gotten dizzy after giving blood. You need to rest a bit before leaving. But they were very unofficial in that. I wonder, there wasn't even any sign on the outside of the thing saying what blood company it was. It wasn't the Red Cross. So who knows what I gave to? They probably selling my blood for a profit or something. But anyway, so I get to work and I didn't feel dizzy. I felt good. I felt, hey, I just gave a pint of blood, but is it a pint you give or a quart? It was again, a good chunk of blood. I got to work. I felt okay. I drank the juice that they had given me in the van. And, got to work. Everything was okay. The office is very cool. It's got good air conditioning. And I'm trying to think. I had eaten well before leaving. Since I go in late, I eat lunch early, like a heavy breakfast, really, which is like around 11. I had eaten. So, I had enough sustenance. So I was feeling okay. So around 3 o'clock, a little after 3, I thought, oh, it's Friday. We have to go to a post office, which is a few blocks away. I'm going to go get the mail, make sure we clear out the mailbox before the weekend. So I'm still feeling okay. I was texting I remembered exactly what happened. I was walking, towards the post office. It's nice. I like going to the post office because I get to leave the office for a little bit and stretch my legs. And so as I'm walking, I was texting a friend, actually. I was in the middle of texting a friend, and I look up, and a bicycle had just come by me, and I noticed that my purse strap, I had this little macrame purse, had caught onto the brake handle of the bike, and the guy was... Luckily, he wasn't going super fast, but he was going, at a regular pace. And before I could even say anything, I mean, it happened so quickly, like I'm being, pulled along with the bike. And then the guy, of course, noticed right away that his bike was somehow not working anymore. And he looks back. And then we both go falling to the ground. And all I was thinking, oh my gosh, I had on one of my favorite dresses. I was thinking, oh my God. And like it happened really quickly, and I was trying with all I could not to mess up my dress, and not hurt myself. It was like an awkward tumble, but the bike was there and I ended up scraping, ow, and it hurts. I just touched it. My shin on the gears, like the gears where the greasy chain is. And, we tumbled to the ground. I don't know if the guy was okay. I guess he was. And shouldn't have been riding on the sidewalk. But I'll say he was not riding fast. He was actually pedaling along at a steady pace, but he wasn't going fast. And he was being relatively cautious, it appeared. So anyway, I'm just... So imagine, I'm just like, and there I was feeling like a little bit weak because I had on really also very super platform heels that they're brand new. And so that didn't help the situation. I was kind of wobbly already. And, my shin got like this big, huge bump on it now. And on top of that, I clunked my head on the sidewalk a little bit. It wasn't a huge wham, thank goodness, but I kind of clunked my head on the sidewalk. So, oh, are you okay, man? I'm sorry. Some people came over. Oh my goodness, are you all right? Are you all right? And I was okay physically, I could tell, but I was just very agitated and very, I guess I had all this adrenaline running through me. And I just, I was a little shooken up. And so, So, oh, ma'am, are you okay? Are you okay? Um, so finally I said, oh, yes, I'm okay. I'm fine. It's okay, sir. I know that you didn't do it on purpose. And it all ended on a pleasant note. Some of the people said, hey, you shouldn't be riding on the sidewalk. They were saying to him. But I was saying he really, I mean, I saw what happened. Maybe he shouldn't have been riding on the sidewalk, I agree. But he didn't, he honestly was just riding his bike. Maybe there wasn't room and I was a little too close and he was a little too close to me as he went by. But he wasn't being reckless, and it was a bad luck. I just got my purse hooked. So, I said, it's okay, it wasn't your fault. I mean, I could tell you didn't do it on purpose. So everything was fine. So, but I did have that bump on my leg, but I didn't want to, I was a teeny bit embarrassed too, so I didn't want to start, oh, everybody, my leg hurts, I just didn't want to make a scene. I just kind of wanted to get out of there. So, so the post office was about another block away. So, all right, I'm like, all this stuff happened. So I get to the post office, and we have a P.O. box. So I open it, and I'm trying to keep my voice down, trying to be a little ASMR here. I open the box, and inside the box, we get these often. It's a little postcard telling you have to go pick up a certified letter at the desk. So you got to go wait online. I'm like, oh, shoot. And there were like, 8 people online before me. But I had to do it because it was Friday, and sometimes we get checks there, and we need to process them quickly, So I got online, and I was standing online, and I started to feel kind of queasy, like a teeny bit nauseous and a little bit like my intestines were gonna not, let out some things that you hope they don't. And I was just feeling kind of sick, and I said, okay, I can handle this. I guess got to get this letter and get back to the office, and then I'll, I have a juice or something. And I realized what was happening to me. It was because I had given blood that morning, so I was already a little low on blood. And then with this adrenaline rush that I had just had with the scare with the bicycle, my system was just was all messed up. And on top of that, I was walking in these huge platforms. They're taller than normal because I was, I don't even want to go on that tangent. But, I was dating a guy, and it's kind of what I said to the bloodmobile. It was true. It was protected in that. I don't even want to get into it. But I got weak, and it was a guy I spoke of in an earlier video. He has a PhD, which I ended up, a whole chunk of audio got cut out. And now, I am going to go on a little tangent because when I say unprotected, meaning when I met that guy about 3 months ago, and I realized I kind of liked him after about a month, and we've only been out a few times, but, it's not a steady thing. But I realized I was liking him, so then I went to the doctor. I got birth control pills. So when I say unprotected sex, I mean it's unprotected as far as, diseases that you can get. But it's, I'm protected in that I'm not going to let anything happen that. But anyway, I didn't mean to, and I might cut this part out, but I just wanted to explain what I meant by that. And the guy hasn't called me since, so whatever. Anyway, getting back to the story. So I was starting to feel, after, and I said, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I thought I was going to faint, and I said, I'm going to go sit. There was like a little ledge to the side. So I went over there, and I sat down on the little ledge, but it wasn't big enough for my butt. It was just really teeny. But I still managed to kind of hold myself against the little ledge. And I was there for a while, and then I was feeling a little bit better, so I got up again, back online. And then the next thing I remember, I kind of remember feeling queasy again. So I remember squatting down because I didn't want to fall. I could tell that I was going to fall over. So I squatted down to the floor and got on my knees, and on purpose, that part. And that's the last thing I remember. And then probably only a minute, probably a few seconds passed. I don't think it was that long, but suddenly I'm flat on my back on the floor of the post office, which is marble. It felt so good. It was nice and cool. And but I'm just like there, and people are looking at me. Ma'am, are you okay? Ma'am, are you all right? Shall we call the ambulance? And I heard them. I said, no, I'm fine. Don't worry, I'm fine. I gave blood this morning. I gave blood, so yeah, I probably should have eaten something. I'm fine. I didn't want people to get all scared, you know. I said, I'll be fine. I just have to lay here a little bit, and then I'll be fine. So, so again, I started feeling a little bit better, and I probably got up sooner than I felt comfortable with, but I just felt so embarrassed being laying there flat on my back. I think the post office has cameras. You know, they have those security cameras. The security guard of the building came. Oh, ma'am, shall we call 911? Are you okay? I said, no, I really am okay. I gave blood this morning. Don't worry. I probably just have a little bit low energy. And they brought me a chair. There was a chair somewhere. And here, ma'am. And I said, oh, yes, let me sit there for a little while. And the line was still like going. I was I said, I mean, at this point, I'm not the type of person to do this usually, but at this point, I said, heck, these people should just let me get to the front of the line so I can get my letter. So I said, oh, I promise I'm not doing this just to cut in front of the line. I said it like dropping a hint, like I'd like to get in front of the line so I can get out of here. But nobody nobody let me do it. So I'm sitting there. I'm sitting there in the chair. Everybody else is online, and I'm on the side. And they left me a space where I was supposed to be, knowing that was supposed to be me. They were really very nice. At least they wouldn't let me cut in front, but at least they saved my spot. So, so then, somebody comes over. Oh, here, I got you some orange juice. So, that really helped. Oh my gosh, what a relief. That really helped me. So I was sipping on the orange juice in my little chair. And okay, so it was almost my turn. The people were still at the desk, and I said, okay, I'm going to sit here as long as I possibly can to regain my energy. And drinking this juice, I was really starting to feel stronger again and feeling better. So it was my turn. I mean, the whole thing must have taken like half an hour because of the line and everything. But it took longer than normal because I had passed out and people, delaying. So I, got up there, gave her the little postcard, got my letter. Thank you, everybody, for your being so kind. I left the people who had been behind me. And I get back to my office, and the people like, oh, what happened? Was there a long line? And I was like, do I tell them? Are they going to think I'm lying? Because that was my concern. They're going to think that I just took an hour and a half off. I mean, the whole thing ended up taking like an hour and 20 minutes from the time I left to the time I got back, when it usually takes about half an hour. So, with the bike collision where the people, are you okay, ma'am? Are you okay? Are you okay? And that probably took like 10 minutes. Then the post office thing, I mean, it ended up being like almost an hour and a half. So the people were like, hey, what happened? Was there a long line? And I thought to myself, do I tell them the truth? And they're going to think I'm lying because it's like so incredibly unbelievable. And I hadn't told them that I had given blood that morning. So, because I'd gotten to work a teeny bit late, but they didn't notice that I'd gotten to work a few minutes late. So I'd actually made it on time. So I explained. I said, oh, well, this told the story. Well, this morning I gave blood, and then they collided with a bicycle. The bicycle hooked onto my purse, and I got thrown to the ground, and I bumped my head, and then I passed out at the post office. I wonder if they believed me. So, but they seemed to believe me, but I'm kind of new at that job. I only started in early March, so, I don't think it's, I wouldn't blame them for not completely believing me. But, and the next thing I know, like everyone in the office knew about it. And, oh, are you okay? Are you okay? But I had not heard them talking about, not everyone, okay, but like the major top dogs in the office, like the ones that probably, the top dogs of the office usually just say hello, how are you, and good night, have a nice evening, and have a nice weekend. That's the only conversation I ever have with those higher up people. I work with my supervisor, and so like the top dog of the whole office, stopped by, like was walking by, hey, what's going on? How you feeling? I heard you had a spill, like she was, and I was, appreciated. I said, oh, thank you so much for asking. I'm fine. And I showed her the bump on my leg because I thought maybe they wouldn't believe me. So I showed her my leg. It's a huge bump and a cut. She said, oh, yeah, it looks really swollen. Are your bones okay? Did you hit your head? And I told her, oh, a little bit, but because I did hit my head too, but it wasn't a slam. It was like a little bump on the sidewalk because fortunately my fall had been broken by the bike and by my shin against the bike, and there a few things hit the ground before my head, so by the time my head reached it, it was just a small bump, but I couldn't stop it. I tried to stop my head from hitting the sidewalk and I couldn't stop it in time. Oh yeah, well, okay, well, yeah, hope you're all right. You want us to call the doctor or anything? I said, oh no, I really feel fine, because I really did feel fine at that point. The only thing that hurt was this, cut on my leg with the bump, but which I should probably put some alcohol on it or something. But now thinking back, what probably happened was my supervisor probably, I'm thinking, they know me, but they don't know me that well. I used to temp there before they hired me. Maybe they were afraid, and that did not even cross my mind. It only crossed my mind when the big top dog started talking to me. But maybe they were afraid I was going to sue because I had been, let's say, I obviously am not going to, and I never wouldn't even occur to me, but I've worked in law offices, and I know that they will find excuses to sue for their clients. Like maybe they were afraid I would, like say, well, since I was going to the post office on business for your company, something like that. I don't know. But I wasn't. It didn't even occur to me to do that. But yeah, I guess this is America and people do sue a lot. So, but I mean, I'm fine. I really am. It's a little gash on. It's not even a big gash. It's a little scrape on my leg, and it's a bump on my shin. And yes, it hurts, but I can walk, and I, so I'm fine. But what an afternoon! And then I got lucky because somebody was going my way. Who knows? Maybe it's because I don't know. She offered to give me a ride home because she actually goes in my direction to get to her house. And I told her, oh, okay, maybe just for today because it looked like it was going to rain. So I said, fine, sure, you could get me closer to my home. But, I'd hate to think that they were being nice to me like that just because they were afraid I was going to sue them, which I'm not. But, I'd like to think she offered me a ride home only because it just occurred to her. Because, hey, I'm going your direction. Not that I would expect her to do it all the time because she usually leaves earlier. She just left a little bit later today. But anyway, it's fine. I'll be fine. I'll just put some ice and... All right, I'm going to rub some alcohol on this now. Make sure it doesn't get infected. Okay, thanks for listening, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.